They let anyone start a podcast nowadays, don't they? Yes, they do. Hi, everyone. My name is Cora Ann, and you are listening to More Than Just, a podcast hosted by yours truly, or I guess soon to be yours truly. You don't really know me like that. I know people want to know who they're listening to. I am a social worker, specifically foster care and adoption, a content creator, an adoptee, and someone who is finally stepping into her purpose. I'm 27, a Scorpio for my astrology girlies. A fun fact about me, I actually work at the same agency I was adopted through. And another fun fact, I have no hobbies. Or I had no hobbies. Let's use past tense. If you know me, you are probably very confused, very perplexed, very puzzled. Why is Cora sitting in front of a camera, holding a mic, talking? Cora doesn't like talking at all. She doesn't like talking in front of big groups of people. She doesn't like small talk. I hate small talk. Just talking in general is not my gig, not my jam. And that's exactly why I'm doing this, to be quite frank. I need something that's going to push me out of my comfort zone, help me embrace vulnerability, and so on. Around this time last year, I was crashing out. I felt like I was going crazy. I needed something to put my energy into. Of course, I love my job. I love my babies. I love my families. I love my coworkers. And I feel like that is very fulfilling for me. But there was something missing. I think I'm a very creative person, and I was lacking that creative outlet. So I'm thinking to myself, what could I do? How could I embrace this creativity? What am I supposed to be doing? So why not do the very thing that scares the crap out of me, and that's talking to people. I always feel like I'm stumbling over my words. When I talk, I'm just not making sense. I have so many things in my head that I want to say and I want to share, but they just never land. It never comes out right. So why not do something that's going to help me with this? And this is the podcast. This is my passion project. Going back to me saying that I have no hobbies. Growing up, all of my hobbies were built into my life. From elementary school up to high school, I took dance classes. I took dance classes for 10 years, believe it or not. Ballet, tap, and jazz, all three. That was built in to my life for a decade. Going into high school, I started to play softball, built into my schedule. I did marching band. I did drama club. I was just in the stage crew, but I did that for a while. Everything was built into my life. In college, my hobby was church. I loved going to church. I loved to worship. I did all those things, and I had a good community. And now I'm 27. I go to work. I come home. I go to the gym. I go to work, rinse and repeat. There's nothing that I can put a creative touch onto. I feel as though a podcast will help me with all of this, specifically growing as a person, getting myself out of my comfort zone. Like I said, if you know me, you know I don't like talking in general. So sitting in front of a camera like this is absolutely crazy work, diabolical. I don't know what I'm doing. And this podcast is also going to help me learn a new skill set. I've been putting hours of research into starting a podcast, quite frankly, because I just don't like asking for help. I recognize that that is a fault of mine. It can be a blessing and a curse because, yes, I'm going to figure things out on my own. But Cora girl, you really could just ask your friends for help and they will help you in 2 seconds. But I like being able to learn new things. Like I put hours of research into tech, audio, what even are the first steps of starting a podcast, and so on. There are just new things that I appreciate learning. There is a story behind the name More Than Just. I had the thought of I need to be doing more than just what I'm doing right now, which was going to work, coming home, going to the gym, hanging out with my friends here and there. I need to be doing more than just this. What am I doing with my time, with my life? Like I need a purpose. So then let's rewind to maybe a year prior. Honestly, I have no sense of time. It's actually pretty bad. But I had a couple friends over at my apartment and we were talking, catching up, and they're asking me, Cora, what's new? What's going on in your life? Update us. And I go, not even thinking, I go, oh, just living. When I tell you that they looked at each other, looked at me, looked at each other again, and one of them goes, Cora, looks me dead in my eyes, Cora, you were made for so much more than just living. I'm going to say that one more time because I don't want you to miss this. You were made for so much more than just living. When I tell you that stuck with me, clearly it stuck with me enough for me to start a podcast and name it after those words. You were made for so much more than just living. So going forward with these episodes, every episode is going to be named More Than Just blank, because I feel like we can apply that to almost every aspect of our life. There is just so much more to our encounters, our experiences, our relationships, our conversations. There is just so much more to it from when we take it at face value. So that's why I'm naming this podcast More Than Just. And I think it's very fitting for me, very fitting for my journey on identity and where I'm at in this time of my life. 2024 Crash Out Cora forgot that she had foreshadowed something like this in 2023. I wrote a Facebook post at the end of December 2023, and I want to read it to you guys. The post reads, "My parents and I have this running joke about me and adulting, how I didn't sign up for this. I'll come to them with my rather consistent obstacles of life and always end it with, I didn't sign up for this. The bills, learning curves of navigating adult friendships, juggling work and personal life, and so on. Yet while I didn't sign up for it, I wouldn't trade it. I'm learning to find the beauty in between the lines of what I did not sign up for. In between the lines, I found a few things to be important to me, which could be reminders for others too. Always show up for yourself, trust your intuition, do things that make your soul happy, spend as much time with your family as you can, and never forget to say, I love you. I'm not a resolution girly, but I think I'll keep trying to find the beauty in between. Happy 2024, friends." And I think that was me foreshadowing this whole thing. Maybe this is outlandish, but I think that was me foreshadowing this little podcast. Going forward, if you plan on listening to this, what you can expect is me sharing my own personal experiences. I honestly believe my life could be a plot to a Lifetime movie. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff that's like, there's no way that happened. Yes, there's a way. I want to talk about my identity, my family, healing, my faith, and all of the in-betweens. And I want to welcome the regular girlies next door, in the words of Cardi B, to do the same. Be vulnerable. Do things that make you happy. Talk about your feelings. Share. So if this is something that resonates with you, or if you plain just like hearing about other people's lives and stories, please continue to listen. Tune in, share with a friend, all that good fun stuff. Thanks for listening. This is so exciting. I can't believe this is actually happening. For such a time as this, remember, you were made for so much more.